save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
3,000, 215, even more.
It's for 200 plus. 400 bucks of savings.
Hi guys, today I want to talk about why two-door big grand touring cars are loved by so many people. Alright, it is a form factor that will forever be popular, and it is a form factor that won't be, I believe, affected by the onslaught of SUVs. Look at that, that's another one. Big two-door GT cars. And today I want to show you guys one of the top. This is the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. And it is a big two-door grand touring car, and these type of cars has been popular all over the years, right? Because of their unique combination of speed, style, comfort. That's the most important thing, comfort, right? And just outright opulence, right? These type of cars are the kind of cars where you use to churn long distances. Even for daily drives, they are sporty, right? But they are not bumpy, they are not crashy, you know, and they look beautiful, especially when you roll up slowly into the valley and when you open the doors, right? Speaking of doors, as we know, sorry, yeah, just stand a little bit nearer. Speaking of doors, right, of course those low slung supercars, some of them have, you know, gull wing doors, some of them have butterfly doors and all that. But for a GT car, of which you need to have ease of ingress and egress, this is as good as it gets, right? The DBS Superleggera. Now this sits at the very top of Aston Martin's current lineup. This example here, before tax, is already 1.4 million, right? I'm gonna go through later on what are the specs and all that, but this is a great looking car, and you can imagine how comfortable it is in there. We'll go into it later on, but just look at the exterior first, shall we? These swan doors are just really nice. They're angled upwards, so unlike other cars, when you park near the curb, you need to be really careful when you open the doors and all that, right? But in an Aston, you just swing it open, right? And over this side, it's almost 1.5 feet tall away from the curb, so you can just fling your doors open and not worry about hitting anything. Alright, to lock it, very simple. So unlike a sensor where you need to sense it, you know, you just press it. So be it rain or shine, wearing a glove or whatever, just press it and then you can lock it. Good. Alright, now the DBS Superleggera has a bit of a unique historical time, basically different parts of history that it draws, right? We all know that the S moniker in Aston Martins is actually for the performance variant, right? And this one is actually related to the DB11, alright? But then it's called a DBS. And we remember in the DB9 there is a DBS, which is a performance variant and now becomes a collector's car, right? So this one is called the DBS Superleggera. Now this Superleggera If you look at the wording, it's very similar. There are some PPF wrapping below. All right. It's from the company Touring Superleggera. Touring Superleggera is actually what they call a carrozzeria, right? Basically a coach building company in Italy. And in the 40s and 50s, they developed a method to build a car strong enough, but yet very, very lightweight. It is a method of car building. Those days, people haven't started using like carbon fiber, all these kind of composite materials. So Touring Superleggera actually created a technique of using aluminium frames and aluminium body panels, thin handcrafted aluminium body panels, to put on top of the structure to achieve the same strength needed, but also very, very lightweight. And Aston Martin back then actually licensed this technique from Touring Superleggera to build their cars, to make them lightweight, to learn how to build these lightweight frame cars to race. So that is the historical point. All right. Of course, as time goes by, many car makers, basically this method of achieving lightweight is no longer applicable in today's world, because in today's world there are more advanced computer simulated techniques and tabular frames and all that, even blending or bonding carbon fiber to aluminium, creating what they call or carbon and titanium. That's why you have carbotanium. This kind of material is very common now. Even we have our own Malaysian maker, another car maker in Malaysia, which uses carbon Kevlar. So today this Superleggera is a means of a lot of weight saving methods being employed into this car. Now, the previous flagship of Aston Martin, I'll put aside the special one-off editions, right? In terms of volume production cars, the previous Aston Martin flagship is called the Aston Martin Vanquish. All right, a beautiful car, and the Vanquish actually has the entire body panel covered in carbon fiber and then painted over so that you don't see it, of which this that you're looking at. So if that's the thing with Aston Martin, they don't really brag about it. So you see this carbon fiber finishing over here, right, on the vents. Then you'll be thinking, wow, the vents are carbon fiber. All right, that's a specification, just like Porsche or Ferrari does. But what you did not know is that this is a carbon fiber. This entire thing, this entire clamshell, right, which is extremely difficult to achieve, to create these complex shapes and in a one-piece carbon fiber. See, if I come to this angle and move my camera a bit, you will be able to see the weaving going underneath, right? It's not the orange peel effect of the paint, but it's actually the weaving that is underneath the paint. All right, what Aston always does is that they have used so much effort to create this clamshell fully in carbon fiber, and then they paint it over in this beautiful, luscious, they call it divine red paint, to hide the fact that it is actually carbon going underneath. All right, look at that. See that? Are you guys able to spot the carbon weaving structures going underneath? All right. So yep, this entire clamshell is carbon, and this splitter up front, right? This is also finished in carbon fiber, right? So all in all, 80% of this car's exterior body panels, 80% are finished in carbon fiber. Yep. Look at the A-pillars. They are made in carbon fiber as well. Alright, even the roof is made in carbon fiber. So even the side mirror housing, don't mind the PBF, alright? And again, like many of Aston's sports cars or GT cars, the wing mirror stem that comes out from the base of the A-pillar acts as a spoiler as well. In fact, this car, there are no visible spoilers at all because everything has been hidden. Alright, this is a spoiler and directs air into the C-pillar, and the C-pillar is actually hollow, directing the air into the carbon fiber hollow rear boot lid, and then the air shoots out from here to extend the spoiler, so to create downforce without excessive body work and all that. Right? It's very nice. And this has got to be the beginning of the slim Aston Martin tail lamp. Look at this design. This is reminiscent of the Aston Martin logo, the wing. Right. Beautiful. Again, these are the protective films that comes with the car. It's just exquisite. I like the fact that they employ so many of these crazy methods in car making, and then they didn't make a lot of noise about it. Right? That's Aston for you. They just kept quiet. Lovely. Some special bits in from this platform is that when you open the bonnet, these fins, they stand alone. They're not connected to the top because the clamshell bonnet comes all the way down here, right? All the way hidden in this line. So this entire thing opens up. Madness. And up front is the grille. They keep their headlights simple and nice. And these are the large, beautiful 21-inch wheels. Two-tone color. Right? Carbon ceramics in there. Huge calipers. These are very, very lightweight. Carbon ceramics. That's how they look. Right. DBS Superleggera. What's the horsepower? You'll be thinking, right? 750 horsepower. What's the torque? 900 Newton meters of torque. In fact, at this level, at this performance level, there's only one competitor, which is the Ferrari 812. Yes, the one has 800 horsepower, but this one has more than 20% of torque higher than that of the 812. Alright? Let's come into the passenger side first. There are 4 seats, but like any Grand Tourer, these are mostly for child or handbags or really tiny human beings. Alright, it's not impossible, but it's not recommended, right? Because this is a 2-person space, right? And like all Astons, only the thickest leather is used. That's why their seats, Aston Martin seats, even after many years, you don't see the wrinkles over here, or the wrinkles over here, because They only select the thickest leather, right? And they're famous for their craft work of stitching, piping, cross stitching, embroidery, and leather work, right? They have some of the highest standards. All right, and look at the roof. Of course, I would prefer a glass roof, but that would add a lot of weight into what was monikered Superleggera. And inside here, like all Astons, simple. Even though they use a lot of complicated, pleating methods on the leather and the stitching. And of course, that's the beautiful Bang & Olufsen subwoofers here. These will rise up when you start the car. But other than that, they always keep things simple. In fact, to me, this is already a bit too stylish. Some leather here, the plastic stitching up from this. This is the cluster, no choice. It has to be molded in that fashion. And the metal rim surrounding it. Alright. Yeah. Other than that, everything is just simple and clean. That has always been their mantra. Alright. You look at the visors, how it is folded, pleated, fold in and stitch, right? And then you have the mirror over here, a little leather cover that slides, and even the hinges, polished metal, right? How often you see a car, even at the supercar levels, of using a metal polished hinge? Why do they bother to polish that hinge, you wonder? Alright, up here, this is the center stack. There's this metallic structure that holds it up, floats it above, and then you have the crystal buttons. Yep, these buttons are made of crystals, and the metal buttons, and then there's this advanced or modern trickery, touch sensitive stuff's going on here. You can no longer fold the screen like how mine could, but then this screen looks a lot better when it's up, actually. Alright, and the doors, right? The doors are finished in carbon fiber, and then here you have the machine anodized black machine handles. They feel so good to the touch. When you pull it, it feels so solid. It's metal. Alright, this part as well is metal as well, right? But they painted it to look like plastic. That's Aston for you. Alright, and up here, because they share technology with Mercedes-Benz, even now their CEO is from AMG, right? So this is the touch panel that they have, right? And over here we have a mechanized armrest, alright, where you can use this to open and close. Right. It's a somewhat of show off, but it's also something that lets people feel that they are in something different. And this cover on the armrest is just exquisite, man. It's just the amount of leather work going on here is just madness. You feel like you're resting your arms on your Hermes handbag or something, right? And this structure, this entire carbon fiber structure is just glorious to hold. Just think about it. A lot of cars put carbon fiber in their car, but mostly it's on flat surfaces, right? But these type of really concave blending surface, right, requires a lot of work to not only match, right, the pattern, because these are not drawn on, these are actually the material itself, and you have to match it on both sides, right? The angle, think about it, the angle, the stitching, the weaving and all that, you have to match them, and it takes so much effort to achieve that, right? Really nice place to be in, extremely comfortable seats, and it's snug because it's supposed to be snug, right? But you tend to want to sit low in a Grand Tourer like that, and then give yourself more leg room because you don't need to think about the passenger behind, right? And then you just relax yourself and look at the horizon being pulled towards you, and from the vantage point of the passenger, you know, it's just a wonderful place to be in. You'll be thinking of going places, you know, looking out. Visibility is good as the passenger, right? It's just nice. Everything is just nice, and it's such a wonderful place to be in. You feel cocooned in the car, and then when you open the door, you don't have to think so much. You don't have to think much about hitting anything as the passenger, right? And then stepping in and out, ingress and egress is so easy because of the long doors, and this just gives you a very easy way of going in and out, right? It's extremely easy, right? Lovely. And you come to the driver's side. Now it opens a lot easier than previous cars, the doors. Alright, start the car, shall we? The moment you press on the brake pedals, this thing will light up in red. Look at that. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, the aircons are really powerful. Can I lower down it? Okay, physical buttons. Oops. Okay, level 1 is also pretty high. Oh, there is zero, absolutely zero play. Oh, there's absolute zero play with the steering wheel and the wheels. Amazing. Even the littlest, I can feel the wheels moving. Damn. Absolutely zero. That's the hallmark of a proper sports car. You know what? Any one of you interested in this car, order the Volante, which is the drop top version, because I just felt that, I mean, this one is of course wonderful as well. I mean, you get good visibility, it's comfortable, you feel cocoon, right? Soundproofing is fantastic, all that, and the leather work, and it's so comfortable to just rest your arms here. It's so wide, even here, you know, it's just lovely. But imagine if I can drop the top, right? Anyway, okay, that's the cruise control stock. That's the steering adjustment stock. This steering wheel is sort of like the square. You know, it's no longer oval or flat bottom. I mean, it is flat bottom over here, but it's also flat bottom up here. This actually came from the 177, but it's a little bit thinner, and there's Alcantara over here, so it's very grippy to hold, very nice, and it's just nice. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and then this beautiful metal, super long paddle shifter is at the back. Oh, this is so nice. I wish my car had this long pedal over here, because it's just wonderful, right? So in an Aston Martin, the moment you pull the pedals, you are into manual mode. Alright, to go into automatic, to go back into automatic, just press D over here, and you're back into automatic. All these buttons on the steering wheel, this one that comes up, all these are not made in plastic. They are in the same material as this. Alright, very high quality materials. It's also the same material as this. And this hold to the door, and the door is very solid. That's why the sound doesn't reverberate. Alright. Yeah, man. It's so nice. Beautiful. Oh, it's pretty fast. Right. So I press this to on the camera, and it comes on very fast. Yeah. Pretty high res, so it's perfectly alright. And this is the 360 monitor. And you shift the steering wheel, then you get to have a projection of the screen. Alright, very nice. Go back to P. I don't want to accidentally crash through anything in this car. That wouldn't be nice. Alright. And okay. Alright, you want me to rest? rev it. I should go into sport. Alright, ho. And then sport plus. That's when the valves open up. Alright. And is there another button to switch off traction control? Just listen to that. Come. Help me. Point it at the exhaust back at you. Turbo with this kind of sound.
Not bad at all, man.
Turbo. Most turbos would have like
Whistling noise.
and just right, but this one sounds proper. Ooh. Okay, that's how you open the boot with the button, with electronic release. Again, like I mentioned, look at that. It's all finished in carbon fiber. That's where the air comes in from the C-pillar. Look at that. And then the air will go into here. See that? And then it's hollow, and then it blows out from here. Fantastic engineering. And this is the reason people buy, or people spend $1 million or $2 million in these type of cars. They want something different. They want the engineers to show them something different. They want the engineers to show off what they know and what they could. Right? Okay, Aston bonnets at the front. Oh. Open this. You see, one hand I can open from both sides. Why? Because the entire beautiful structure is made of carbon fiber. Look at that. Amazing, right? And this part, like I mentioned just now, these fins are standalone, and just looking at them like that, it's just amazing, right? You can imagine the amount of pressurized air here being pulled out from these vents just by looking at this alone, right? And that's the beautiful engine. This is an engine that is designed and made by Aston Martin themselves. 5.2 liter twin turbo V12. It is one of the very few turbocharged engines that make a revving NA sound. It's very, very rare. Most engines out there now, they are muted and they just make the burbling noise, or using the engine management control to send some unburnt fuel down the exhaust for the popping effect, crackling, popping, you know. But having a twin turbo engine that creates a revving, loud pitch sound is very, very rare in the turbocharged era. Most will just give you a they just do that. They just do the burble because that is to mask the fact that they can't make beautiful engine notes like that. Alright, so guys, this is the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera, a beautiful specimen, a very unique super grand tourer, 750 horsepower, 900 Newton meters of torque, carbon ceramics, extremely fast, top speed of 340 km/h. It's over here. Alright. Lovely. What a beautiful, beautiful car. Alright. Cheers.
When I'm falling down on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business so humongous, you would think that happens in there. Damn man, I'm all there.